Dan Bozio, and Matt Sakissian as well as head coach Chris Schultz. Coach, if you just give a quick opening statement, and then we'll open up for questions.
Sure. Just leave this thing here, sir.
Yeah, do live.
Yeah. So the game plan was to keep it a tight scoring game. Let's not get into the run and gun stuff. And sure enough, the opposite happened. So we were excellent at finishing opportunities that were granted to us, especially early on. The grade A chances that we got, these guys put them home, and the limited number of shots that we actually had in the first two periods, it's unlike how we play. We typically put 40, 50, sometimes 60 shots on goal a game. And we had to adapt to the style of game that UNE was playing. And they were actually executing it pretty well. But the fact that we were able to capitalize really opened things up for us.
Coach, that style of play though did have your team make a few mistakes that were considered commit more penalties than you usually do, especially against teams that have penalties that slow down where you can't slow down
Sure.
the team. That's definitely something you don't want to do against the Patriots.
No, we can't do that. Especially this time of year. Teams that you're playing, they're here for a reason. It's an emotional game, especially being at the Frozen Four. Both teams want to win badly, and when you're putting everything on the line, you're passionate, you're relentless, you're doing things that you're trying to accomplish something for the guy that's sitting next to you. And when that happens, oftentimes you can get outside of what you're used to, and I think that happened tonight. But the penalties that we took, I'm not looking back at them and saying that's a selfish penalty. It's just guys trying to do too much at times. And we certainly can't do that tomorrow.
On the plus side, you talked about the low number of shots. You converted a heck of a lot, so that's got to make you feel good going into
Yeah,
this game.
yeah. I mean, we were trying to expose the soft ice areas as much as possible. They run a similar defense as us, so we're used to playing against it in practice all the time. And they try to outman in the corner, and there's a big area on the dots that's open, and we were able to expose that. So I think the fact that we're used to playing against it helped us a lot in practice every day.
Dan, this has been, I know, quite a ride for you as the captain this year for this team, especially after 2 years ago. You guys had a fantastic team and everything came to an end. So what's it been like so far this year?
It's been awesome. The guys have been great. These new guys have been great coming in and filling those shoes that we lost. And I think you can see it with how we've been playing. Those guys are still with us, whether they're here right now or they're texting all of us before every game, telling us to bring it home. They've been huge supporters of us and a big motivator for us going down the stretch here.
Matt, following up on what your coach said, what was like the goal rate to have to suddenly play that kind of game when you're so used to disciplined defense in front of you?
Yeah, it was a bit of an adjustment at first, and there were many opportunities, but the opportunities they did have were pretty good. So it took some adjusting on my part. But in any case, I have to make those big saves, and that's how good teams win.
For the seniors, Chris and Dan, you guys, thinking about the season, you had an arena that was half empty, for the first part because it was being renovated.
Mm-hmm.
You guys knew what it was like pre-pandemic to play in front of a packed barn. You didn't really get that until towards the end of the season when things really heated up and you got to get back to that point. And then you see the folks that travel to see you guys play here. What does that mean, obviously, for you, but for the younger guys who had maybe been promised that culture and finally got to see it happen?
Yeah, so I think it kind of shows the character that our team has. Coming in, guys expect, it's Geneseo hockey, we're going to have a packed barn, we're going to win all the time. But it wasn't that easy, and I think it shows a lot of character that we have. Our record shows not much adversity, but those few losses that did happen, they can shake a group. But I think Our group is just so well put together. We have a lot of good character guys on our team. We were able to kind of just brush that aside and just stick our heads down and just keep playing the game we're playing. And we've made it this far by doing that. And like shout out to the new guys on our team because it can be frustrating coming in and then you want to play in a full IRA and half the stands aren't full, but you can see that the guys are just playing through it anyways and playing hard. And, so kudos to the young guys for kind of just coming in, putting their head down, and doing what they're supposed to do.
Our fans are one of our big draws as a program, and we've been telling them that for the past 2 years. Wait till it's packed, wait till it's loud, and we kept saying that throughout the season. And then once that Oswego game hit, where it was packed and it was loud and it was awesome, and it's a huge credit to our fan base for sticking out those 2 years and coming back and really building off of where they left off. And I know it's going to keep getting better, especially with how we've finished off this season. So it'll be really exciting to see how it is next year, and I'm sure those guys will have 15 very packed home games next year.
Coach, I asked Mark Taylor the same question after the first round. How do you beat Adrian?
I haven't even thought about it yet, to be honest with you. Take a look at video. Just try to expose any weaknesses if they have any. We'll rely on our process. We can't think too much about them. I'm the kind of coach that worries more about us than about them. So I'm more concerned about making sure our guys are ready to play our style of hockey, which is defending, blocking shots, good goaltending, and that'll just automatically turn into offense if we play the game the right way. So I don't know the answer to your question. There's certainly I was watching the majority of the game, and I sent a text message to my father because he had asked me what's the game look like, and I'm like, well, they look like a Division I team out there. They're very, very talented. They're big. They play heavy. I don't think we've played a team this year with that type of heaviness. So we're going to have to mentally prepare our guys for more physicality tomorrow. But we're a fast team. We get up and down the ice better than anybody in the country, and we're going to have to play that way tomorrow. What did Mark say?
Like
Crown Plaza.
Coach, what do you feel specifically can be improved going into tomorrow?
I think two things for us. One is having a more intelligent back pressure. When coming back, and our guys are working hard. They're playing 200 feet, but when your goal is to get back and get above pucks, if you don't do it with reason, and you don't identify your priority, then that's when things get sloppy, and that's what happened tonight. The effort was there, but the execution wasn't necessarily there. But that's the one thing I'm going to have to focus on with the boys, and just it's going to be mostly working on the mentality for tomorrow. All right, getting our brains in the right direction. We're not going to suddenly change the way we play. 30th game of the year, whatever we played so far. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to try to do it the best we can.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.